Welcome to the Occult Rejects. This episode, you got myself, we got the Headless Giant, and we got a new guest on the show. Before we get to David from Down the Rabbit Hole, we're going to have Headless Giant introduce himself. What is going on, sir? How are you? And please let everybody know what's up with the Headless Giant.
How you doing? You can find me on X and on YouTube, Headless Giant, and also on Instagram. Just search the name, you'll find it. And I do a show every Thursday where I take your emails and your occult experiences, and me and Nick read them live on the air. So send those emails to the Headless Giant Podcast at gmail.com, and we will read those out. We also have the trialogues on Sunday morning with Ethan Indigo and Ricardo Calvario, and we just sort of bring topics and come to a Petra dialogue at the end. So it's a good time. And also, I'm starting a new series on Mondays with Arrows Up, all about alchemy. So I'm ordering all the supplies and stuff, and we're going to go through the plant stone from alchemy. So check that out.
Is Eros also going to be chefing it up too, or is it just you?
Or I don't know. She's got to buy her stuff. You know, you got to buy a lot of equipment.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, do we have a chance of watching both of you, or just one of you is blowing up the house? You know what I'm saying? Sorry. But yeah, definitely check that out. Check out the new thing he's doing Monday. Send in some fucking stories or whatever if you got them for his show on Thursday, for our show on Thursday. And if you want, just leave your address, and I will send you some stickers out. And also, again, to promote it, to make sure that I commit to it, because I know Headless will. Hopefully by the second week, or the second Monday of November, hopefully we should start going through Aleister Crowley's 777 book. So keep an eye out for that. That should be a real interesting one, and probably a lot of stuff to talk about. So, yeah, I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to introduce David. David is first time on the Occult Rejects. David from Down the Rabbit Hole. Why don't you let everybody know what your deal is, and like everything that you cover and what you're into, and where they can find all your stuff as well.
Absolutely. I just wanted to say I'm already following the Headless Giant. I just checked right now, and I'm following you, sir. So that's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out all your stuff. So, hello. Yeah, I'm David from Down the Rabbit Hole. I have a social media page that's all about the paranormal. It's all about haunted houses, ghosts, aliens, UFOs, Bigfoot, anything that's unexplained, anything that's interesting. I love it, and I share it. So I'm on Instagram. That's where my biggest following is. I just today, not an hour ago, sirs, passed 350,000 followers on Instagram alone.
That's nice.
I am just shared that out with the close friends on Instagram. Awesome. I'm just really happy about that. And then, just yesterday or the day before yesterday, I think it was the day before yesterday, I have about 100 and I don't know what it is, 20 something thousand followers on Facebook, about 31,000 followers on Threads, and then blah, 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 blah. So it's over 500,000 followers right now. I passed that just the other day. I'm very excited about that. The page is doing well. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, when you do it every single day, it builds, man. Do not, if you're look, a lot of people ask me, how do you do it? How do you blah, blah, blah? Every morning I get up, I look for videos, I find stuff, I research, I put it together, I place it every day. I don't miss Saturday. I'm going to take days off on Sunday. I don't rest on Sunday, man. Come on. I love the paranormal. It excites me. I'm interested in it. It's a passion, man. So I just do that stuff every single day. And holidays even, man. I had a heart attack back in December. Let me just say this. I had a heart attack back in December. I went 3 days and I didn't know I had a heart attack. I was like, hey, everything's fine. I started having trouble breathing, right? So I go to like one of those clinics, and they're like, dude, go to the hospital now. I go to the hospital. Sir, you've had a heart attack for the past 72 hours. They rushed me in, put me under, did all this stuff. The very next morning, I was looking for videos, man. In the hospital, in intensive care, I was like, hey, I'm bored. Let me see what I can find out there and post, right? So I didn't even take a day off then, man. So yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's funny. When I had back surgery while I was podcasting at one point, I had a bar put in my back. And before that, I remember we were covering Skinwalker Ranch. and it was a bunch of episodes. And we knew that I was going to be getting like surgery and I was probably going to be out for a few weeks. So we had them all made. But I literally inside the hospital after like the second day of like after the surgery, I literally had my laptop and I was editing the show and making the intros. And I was lit off my ass off of painkillers. I was like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
I was fucking wrecked. And then I go back and listen to my intros and I was like, you can obviously tell I was high.
That's the key to editing, though. You got to be on some heavy painkillers.
Hell yeah.
Definitely Giordano Bruno fucking show I'm doing. Oh God.
So because I'm doing, you know, I know you can't tell now, but I'm an introvert and I'm very reserved. And so I met this person named Amanda Goodwin. She does a podcast called One Nothing. And she was working with some other podcasters. They were doing, you mentioned Skinwalker Ranch. Well, she did Stardust Ranch. Right?
Oh, shit.
Have you heard of Stardust?
Yes.
Dude, I love that story. I did not know that story, and I didn't like that she knew it, and I didn't. So it was like we struck a conversation. She says, you know, I don't do paranormal. I do animal attacks because she's kind of an animal expert. I do true crime and I do bizarre deaths. And she asked me to join, and I was like already going to say no because I don't talk in front of people, man. That's not my gig, you know. The whole first year of Down the Rabbit Hole was faceless, you know. But then I thought I was 75% going to say no, but something in me said, do this, man, do it. And so I said, yeah, I'll do it. And it was a learning curve, you know. I'm a listener, man. So when she's telling the story, I was just listening, you know. I didn't jump in or say anything. Well, I've learned that's not how you do co-hosting, you know? So I learned the hard way. But I learned and I picked it up pretty good. And we had a great show. It's been going on 49 episodes or so. It's every other weekend, but she's been on a hiatus. So, but we hit the top 2.5% globally on, List Notes or whatever it is. So
nice.
Very proud of that.
Nice.
Yes. One nothing.
Nothing to sneeze at. I mean, there's people in the conspiracy community swing their dick around thinking they're tough shit and they actually have a worse number than you. So that's pretty good. Wow. Okay. Good for you. I won 1.0. So,
hey man, that's great, dude.
Thank you.
That is great. Yeah. So you know, the fact that we got there was very shocking. And my friend Kevin, who is also the producer of
you know what, though, real quick, I bet you if people were to go check out listen notes, most of your listens are probably from America, not Great Britain, correct? Because you're probably not using bots like other shows as well.
We don't use bots, but we're listened to all over the world, which was surprising.
When I just know you had like 59% Great Britain, I was like, how does that happen when you're in the United States? Oh, because you're using bots. That's why.
Dude, I was shocked that, you know, people are listening to us in China. Like, what the hell? Russia?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
Like 1 or 2%, like all over the country. I mean, all over the world. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I don't know. I freaked out that my voice goes out all over the world. It's nuts to me. Japan. I was like, Japan. Australia, I know.
Big for me. Yeah, Australia and Canada's big for me.
Yeah, Canada's a big.
Australia, too. It's got a couple of percent. I'm like, Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I was a little freaked out by that, but then I started to do another show. It was it's a live show every other Sunday, called Weird Job in the Morning, and I do it with Kevin Sapiel Jr. He's the producer of my podcast. That one's called David Don't Know, and that's fairly new. I have about 12 episodes out. Tomorrow should be 13, and that one, David Don't Know, is all about the paranormal. So I get to interview people that have experiences. One of my episodes, I interviewed a guy who's a certified hypnotherapist that specializes in past lives.
I think I saw that up on one of your things.
Really?
I had to start stealing some guests from this guy.
Dude, I've been fortunate. I have a guy.
Yeah, Black on too recently. I know that's like a little bit completely off topic, but
yeah. What's that? What did you say?
You had Gina Black on recently too, right?
Yes, Gina Black. She's a friend. When I started the whole thing, she was one of my first followers, man. And then I saw what she was doing. I'm like,
she's cool as hell, that lady.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. I have a guy named Jonathan Bettis. He is Latinos Against Spooky Shit. I don't know if you've ever seen that guy. Shocked that that guy has millions of followers. I asked him and he's like, yeah, sure. We did a show. It was chef's kiss, bro. He's amazing. He's hilarious. And I don't know what it is about him, but we fed off each other. I think that's one of my best shows. I love that show. Jonathan's funny, dude. He's funny. So yeah, man, we had some doozies. I had some doozies. Grateful to Amanda Goodwin for 1-0 for me learning how to do this. You can't just jump on and start a podcast, you know.
Oh, especially
you gotta learn, man.
Doing stuff and audio. Yeah, it's just there's a lot to actually learn.
Hi, my name's David. This is my show. I mean, you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot.
It's a lot.
Mind fuckery behind being a podcast, though. Just keep it real. You have to mind fuck your own self. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, like the headless giant over here. How many shows are you doing right now, my friend?
Well, it's looking like 4. So 4 days out of the week, it's going to be show. But you know,
yeah, that's awesome. I have 4 shows too.
I do zero preparation, so that helps.
Dude, I have to do some prep because it's like I don't want to be caught in the wind. But I mean, some people have that ability; they can just, you know, boom, 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 boom. And I'm lucky enough that I can have that, but I have to have something prepared just in case.
You can just keep it real, and I'm not knocking the guy because it's just the truth. Like, I'm the host of the show. I should be the one who at least knows who the fuck the guest is. He's just got to be here to chime in or ask questions. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he does kind of have the choice of doing that. I'm not knocking him. I'm not saying that that's wrong. There's times when I come completely blind with the guest because I'm so sucked up in my solo shit. I just booked somebody and that was it. You know, but yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It does help to actually like some of the bigger guests I've spent time looking into recently.
Oh yeah,
it does help to know. Yeah,
it helps. Yeah. We've done some. I've had some people on that. I have to vet, man. There's a guy. I don't know if I should say this, but there's a guy out there. He wants to be on the show. He has. He had some some abduction experiences, and so he's told me extensively what that entailed, what he the things that he's went through. I had a check-in with him because I wanted to be sure, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to be just bring any old guy on there. And we had some conversations and the dude sounds legitimate. Now there's some questions I asked him in just a meet and greet kind of thing where he was like, I should have asked that question. I'll ask my brother or something, I'm like, oh shit. Maybe this is not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? You got to be selective, bro. If you want to have a good show, you got to be selective. Yeah. So got to look at these guys, got to, fine tooth comb and maybe get around the edges there. Maybe there's something that's.
I even had to do that with myself, kind of calm down certain areas of myself to like kind of be taken a little bit more serious. So,
well,
yeah, I totally get that. With your show, like, I know you said you go into videos, like, what would be something that's like one of your more favorite things that you do kind of like focusing on or showing on your show when you're looking for stuff as stuff to cover?
Well, one of the things I do in the beginning of the show before I bring my guest on, I have so I'm a rideshare driver.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do on the side. And I love to ask my riders if they've ever had a paranormal experience.
Oh, that is great though. That's like free fucking.
Yes.
It's right there.
I love to do that.
It's like kind of borderline where it's not like, it's like not a usual question, but it's not too weird to be asked either. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, I have perfected this, man, because I have a pretty good feel on how to read people. You know what I'm saying? You have to read people, dude. And I can pick up on energies. I have a friend who's a psychic medium. She's a white witch. She's the real deal, dude. I'll tell you that I'm a skeptic when it comes to these things. But ever since I started doing Down the Rabbit Hole, I've met a ton of psychic mediums. I've met a ton of witches. I didn't believe witches were real. I thought it was just a Halloween thing, man. They're real, man. Okay. Let me just say witches are real, dude. And they do things and it works, bro. Okay. So she's awesome. So she's a real good person. And she's taught me how to pick up on energies. She's showed me how to open your mind enough that you can feel the person, that you're in with, right? So I can read these people really well. I know when they don't want to talk. I know when they do want to talk. And then I know when to ask the question, because you can't just come out and say, hey man, hey, have you ever experienced anything paranormal? You're going to sound like a freak. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll
I
finesse it a
do it
little
every
bit.
episode.
Yeah,
You can
but
even be
these
like,
are people get in my car, man. They don't know what I do, right? So I do. I finesse them a little bit. I ask the questions. I get some really fascinating stories, bro.
I'm sure.
Fascinating stories, dude. I love it. That's how I start my show, and then I bring on the guests, and we get started on whatever we're talking about that day. And man, I love it.
That's awesome. I like that idea. That is great. Nice.
Yeah, man.
So
Fantastic.
go ahead, Atlas. Go ahead.
It's an interesting thing. I think a lot of the most interesting paranormal stories are the ones you have to ask people about.
Mhm.
If they're
Mhm.
telling you, it may have been traumatic for them, but the people you ask and kind of prod them a little bit, they're the ones that have the real stuff, and
Oh yeah.
that puts the pieces together. I think there is kind of an aspect to this that is the final frontier. Like
Mhm.
the paranormal, psychic powers, magic, alternate dimensions. That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole other frontier of study. So, in some ways, science is catching up to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're making discoveries that quite shocking in this day and age, that explain certain things, and then there's still, of course, a ton of stuff that we cannot explain. And that's what I love. I love the stuff that is unexplained. You cannot really put your finger on. You cannot say it's real, right? Because how do you explain if it's real? Okay, tell me, why is it real? No one knows, really. I mean, we're being honest, right? So the stories these people tell, I'm pretty, like I said, I'm a skeptical guy, and I can read when someone's feeding me a line, right? But some of these people that they're traumatized by some of these experiences, man, and it's nuts. So I love those stories. I will save those and tell them on the show. What I really need to do is I need to start a catalog of what I've read out, and then whenever I get home, write out another catalog of what I just heard. Because what I'm finding now, I'm getting older and I'm not retaining everything, man. I'm forgetting the whole thing. It's like, it's nuts, man. I'll give you an example. Picked up this girl. She was going to work. She's pretty young. And I thought, this one's got a story. Usually when I pick them up from an older neighborhood, yes, it's going to happen. She tells me that when she was younger, high school, and she was with her friend at the south side of San Antonio, where it's like an older neighborhood, she says that they were in a type of mother-in-law suite, like a small little shack behind the house. Behind that shack was an alley, right? And there was 3 girls in there. They were just having a good old time. The back door of that shack was open to the alley. She says they all turned towards the door and they saw a woman there floating, and she was in white. And she was just floating, looking directly at them. And they all screamed at the same time and ran inside. And they told the mother, hey, we just saw some lady in white floating out in the back. And the mother said, oh, yeah. There used to be, back in the day, there was a serial killer that was killing prostitutes. And I think that's probably what you saw, was one of the prostitutes. Like, what the hell kind of story is this, man? That's nuts. I got to look that up. I got to see if I can find this so-called serial killer. Interesting stuff, man. I love it. I'm here for it.
Nice. Headless, was there anything else you wanted to ask before I?
Well, I was going to say there is a huge crossover between the genres, between true crime and the paranormal. A lot of times you'll find that there are actually psychics solving crimes, and that never gets talked about on the news. The police certainly don't want to mention it. And there's the stone tape theory as well, where they think that somehow these traumatic incidents will be sort of embedded into the energy in an area, and other people can pick up on it, or if there's some sort of astrological alignment. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but these things will replay over again.
Yeah, it's like Memorex, right? So it's like it's an unintelligent haunting. It's just a replay, basically. And science kind of leans on that, but I would love for like an experiment to see how that really works. If that's true, how can we find out? Well, we know the rock, right? We know where it's at. We know that something happened here How do we find that? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, we're getting to the black phone.
Oh yeah.
We're get there, Steve. Come on, man.
Is that one of your people's? Oh, mine. Yeah, that was
No.
so yeah, right. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to throw that up to Russia actually.
No, man, go for it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. So Black Phone 2.
Yay.
Yeah, you've seen it already. You're a
Yes.
fan of the first one, I assume, so that's why you went and saw the second one.
Yeah, I was I really liked the first one. It was so I don't know how old you guys are, but I grew up in the 70s. So
I was born.
you're born 78?
Yes.
Yeah, 78, I was like 6 or something like that. 7, I don't know. But the movie The Black Phone, the first movie, Ethan Hawke, they did that movie so well that I was transported back into the 70s, man, because they caught that whole era perfectly. I was kind of shocked by it because it was like, wow,
I actually
this is
movie, the first one.
What's that?
I haven't been too impressed with too many horror movies in the last few years, but the first one I actually thought was kind of cool. I thought it was good.
It was cool. You're talking like serial killer, you're talking abduction. It's true crime, right? And then it had an element of the supernatural and had that. It was like encased in this whole genre, this whole decade, man. And it filled the room with that decade. I was so impressed by that, man, because I knew exactly what it was like in that decade, and it was exactly like that movie, man. So if you want to know what the 70s was like, go watch that movie.
You know what it reminded me of a little bit? It was like a paranormal twist on the movie The Others.
The Others, yeah.
You know, like they were just, I actually thought that was a good movie.
That was a good one. I saw that actually about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. It was one of those movies, kind of like The Sixth Sense, where people ruin it for you before. If you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, I don't feel sorry for you. But if you hadn't seen The Sixth Sense, you already know what happened by now, probably.
Yeah.
But same thing with The Others, and I hadn't seen it, so I watched that, and I was impressed with the ending. That was a good twist on it. I like that.
Well, it kind of like just basically like from what I got out of it too, which I thought was just like even more twisted. It's like we did this just because we can. Like
yeah, right. Yeah.
I was just like, fuck, like, all right.
So I have this other page that I'm trying to build up. It's called DTRH Cinematic Universe, and that's of course Down the Rabbit Hole Cinematic Universe. That page, I only have about 3,000 plus followers on it, but I do review movies, and I'm about to record that review and post that. I also have this is hilarious. My fourth show, Headless, is called The Real Verdict, and it is mainly a podcast where we rate movies, right? And I am the movie judge. I have a robe, I have a gavel, right? And we prosecute the shit out of movies. We put them to the test, man. And at the end, I give my final verdict on what the deal is, and that is The Real Verdict. It's out there now. The first 2 episodes are out. And what we like to do is we will review a trailer in 1 week, and then the very next week we'll review the whole movie. So we'll talk about the trailer and let everyone know to go watch this movie. And then the very next week on a Monday, we release the episode where we basically either trash it or we build it up or whatever. Whoever likes it, I got a prosecutor that's going to prosecute it. Doesn't like it, we have a defense that likes the movie, and these people, that's Kevin is on it, Kevin Sapiel Jr. Usually he is the prosecutor. And then we have Alicia Watson. She has Twisted and Uncorked podcast, which is a true crime paranormal thing. Also, it's really great.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, she's great. And she also has Truly Twisted, which is another podcast she does. She's fantastic and beautiful, as you can, dude. I don't know how we lucked out getting her on the show, but she's usually the defense. And I love movies, man. I don't know how else to put it. I love movies, so I will become the movie judge on those episodes, and we'll prosecute movies. Black Phone 2. Just recently saw that. Hey, man. I was worried when I saw the trailer. I don't know if y'all seen the trailer.
Yeah.
I was a little worried, man, because I was picking up, Freddy Krueger vibes, man. I was like, is that where this is going? Are they going to do like they can't go to sleep kind of shit? But no, they don't do that. It's totally different. I believe you have to watch one. This is not one of those movies where you can just get away from not watching one. You go straight to two. No, you have to watch.
Do you mind? What's that? Do you mind after you're done saying whatever you're saying? Just because I've even seen people in the chat mention it, and I was going to ask if you don't mind wasting minutes to maybe even give us an idea of what Black Phone 1 was like.
Okay.
To 2.
Yeah, not that I was talking about it before, like it's the 70s.
No, you were. Yeah, no, you were, but like just maybe give a little bit more of like, I guess.
So basically, what it entails, it's a this guy called the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke. He's basically abducting children, right? And that is basically the whole story. He abducts the main character, right? And the main character is now caught by Ethan Hawke's character, and you get to see there's a phone in there. Okay, it's a black phone. Believe it or not, it's a black phone in the room that the kid is held, and it's not plugged in, but it does ring. And when he answers the phone, it's basically the souls of the other boys who were in there before him that didn't make it, and they help him to try to get out. That's the premise. That's the whole premise of the show, of the movie. It's very good. It was a very interesting ending. You see that movie and you're like, what? How can they do a part 2? But part 2 goes into depth. They're actually older now. It's the 80s now, right? They do a good job on the 80s. Not as good as the 70s, but they do a good job. You see the character. He's older. He is troubled by what happened to him. The sister, who basically was a big part of part 1, she's a larger part in part 2. She's great. Ethan Hawke was amazing. The only thing I have, I'm not going to say against Ethan Hawke. The thing about Ethan Hawke in part 2 is I can never see him because he's mainly on the mask, right? And so you're like, is this really him or is this his voice or whatever? But it's really him. It's really him, and he's fantastic in this movie. And there are some questions, not really questions, but there's a mystery in Black Phone 1 that gets resolved and answered in Black Phone 2. And that was it was a send-off that was beautiful, man. I loved it. It was like, yes, answer these questions. Fantastic. Good job. Very good movie. I would give it like 8.5, White Rabbits, dog. Serious.
8.5.
Yeah. 8.5, man. Solid movie. Absolutely.
The last horror movie I saw was Smile and Smile 2. That was it for me. I'm done watching horror movies for a while. That was so messed up.
Really? Did you not like it? Was it not entertaining for you, or what was the deal?
No, it was brutal. Like the ending scene in Smile, it was like, oh man.
Yep.
It's nightmare, but they made it so realistic. It was, hard to watch.
Part 2, though, the ending of part 2 insists on a part 3, don't you think?
Oh, really?
It's like, oh my God, it's going to be cataclysmic. Part 3 is going to be apocalyptic. It's going to be, if it does, I think it is. They are working on it. I think they are working on a part 3, but they like open it up. So yeah, I mean, I would say, have you seen Weapons?
I've not. No.
You guys haven't seen Weapons? I'm calling that the best horror movie of 2025 right now. I was very impressed by that movie. I don't remember exactly I think it was like a 9.5. I gave it a 9.5 or a 9.6. The other horror movie that was really, really good was Sinners with Michael B. Jordan in it. He plays 2 characters, and it's mainly about vampires. I was impressed. I'm not a vampire, like, I love vampires. No, I don't, because they're played out, man. They're played out. But, this guy, he took that movie, the director who also directed the Black Panther, he took that movie and he extended like the vampire genre. He added more depth to it. And I was very impressed. And they're also talking about doing a prequel. With the very beginning of Sinners, there's a Native American group that's hunting one of the vampires in the very beginning, and like the sun is coming up, and then they leave, and then you never see them again. And so they're talking about making a movie about those characters because they were compelling for the short amount of time they're on the movie. But I love horror movies, man. I can't get enough.
Yeah, I'm a fan of horror movies. What was Weapons about? I haven't heard of this.
So Weapons is a movie about it. Zach Kreger is a director and writer of this movie, and that dude, he did Barbarian. I don't know if you ever heard of Barbarian, but if you've never seen that and you're a fan of body horror, check that shit out because that was really good. But Weapons is basically 17 children from the same class at 2:17 in the morning all get up and run outside, and you can see like the door cams see these kids, and they're running in a freaky way where their arms are stretched out and they're just running, and they're never seen again. And that's where it picks up. And I think that's a brilliant premise because you're talking about missing children, right? You know, it hits you right in the dad gene or whatever. You're like, you want these kids. Then you have the teacher who is under suspicion because it's her classroom. Only one kid is left. The rest are gone, man. And then you get oh my god, Thanos. Who's the guy who plays Thanos? Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin is one of the dads of one of the kids that ran out, and he's trying to find his son, you know, any way he can, and he's like asking the teacher, like it's great, man. It's a great movie. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but it's dark where it turns out. You find out how these kids are like how they were controlled. Basically, they were treated like weapons, and at the end you find out how it's so good, man. It's so good. Oh my god, it's nuts. You have to watch it. If you haven't seen Weapons, go out and see it. Best horror movie of 2025. You'll love it. If you love horror movies and you like suspense, you want to know, you know, want the answer, you're going to get an answer here. That's the best part. But it is dark. It is dark. So they're already talking about a prequel to that movie because there's a character in it that is so, how can I say, weird looking. I'm just going to say that. So weird looking and so diabolical that it demands a prequel. So that's what they're going to work on next, I think, is breaking up that prequel.
This is a really interesting comment. He says, Zach Kreger, the director of the 2025 film Weapons, wrote the movie as a way to cope with the death of his close friend and creative partner, Trevor Moore.
That's right. They were both in a comedy trope together, and they were close.
You know, yeah. That was
very cool.
That was like all early 2000s comedy. Like that was the cutting edge stuff on the internet back then.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. The guy is talented. I am impressed with him. So you're into that kind of stuff, check that out. Check out Barbarian also. The guy who plays It in the most recent It movie. Somebody help me out with that name. I know he's part of a famous family of actors. His brother, oh my god, played oh crap, I can't remember. Anyway, this guy is in Barbarian. That movie goes a whole other way you don't expect. Basically, the premise of Barbarian is this woman goes to a Airbnb and she finds that it's already booked. Someone's already in her Airbnb. And the dude is like, hey, you know, this is not really a great neighborhood. I don't know if you know this, but you're more than welcome to stay here.
What?
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know. I think I'll wait out and try to get an Uber or whatever. Of course, no Uber shows up. She has to go in there. He says, I'll sleep out in the living room, take the bed. Don't worry. And this is the It character, by the way. This is the guy who plays It. He's normal here. He doesn't have any clown makeup on. But he's like, you're like, dude, nah, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would walk or do something else. But that doesn't go the way you think it goes. It's just one of those, this guy takes you on a journey. You think you know where you're going, and then zip, it goes a whole other way, man. And wow, you know, the endings are great. He's going to be talked about. He's going to be like I would say, like the guy who directed The Shining. Name, you know, when you get older, names that are here and here go there. They don't stay here in this area for some reason. But yeah, he's going to be around for a long time, I think. That guy is great writer. Yeah, imagine losing a really good friend, and this is how you cope. You write an excellent horror movie that just explodes and makes a lot of money.
Well, the interesting part is a little bit of the conspiracy around Trevor, right? A lot of people online were assuming that it was because of his political stances and a lot of the really conspiratorial things that Trevor was saying. So right after that, he died suddenly, and nobody really had any answers for it.
Yeah, I really didn't know that dude too much. I didn't know what his stance was or whatever he was doing. I just knew he was a friend of Zach, and that was kind of that's sad, man. Listen, the kid was young. I think he was a young guy.
He was my age.
How old are you?
42.
Wow, babies. Sweet children. I would take Nick out just to be 42 again for sure. That would be easy.
What about what do you think about Rob Zombie as a horror movie?
I don't really. No, honestly, I have not seen any of his movies. Yeah, I mean, his music's okay. It's not my cup of tea, but I don't know, man. It's never been interesting to me. I've never been drawn into like super slasher movies. You know, that's kind of what I think he's into, these super slasher type. Well, good for you, man. You're 33. Fantastic. I'm so happy for you. Eat a cookie, man. Drink some milk and go to sleep. All right.
Yeah, no, I really liked his remake of Halloween's, but I mean, as an occultist or whatever you want to call myself here, I particularly like his stuff because I think he throws a lot of that in there. So,
okay,
yeah, especially with Halloween, I think he deeply made it throw a lot of occult shit in there. I mean, the guy's got lady's got a white horse next to her. These guys.
Tell me you saw that Halloween movie, recent one. Where is it? Halloween, or which one is the Jason one? Is that Friday the 13th? Yeah, it's Friday the 13th. So Jason, that movie where he's back or whatever, and he gets caught by the neighborhood. You know what I'm talking about here?
Oh no.
Okay, so there's a Jason movie. It's a recent one. He is, running around. People are tired of this shit, and so they all come out after him, right? And he's out in the street, and then one person strikes him. Boom! Another person strikes him. Next thing you know, he's on the ground, and they're just going to town on this dude. And you think this is it? This is how they end Jason? Nuh-uh, man. That's not how they do it. He don't die. This dude don't die. Ends up killing everybody that was trying to kill him. Anti-fucking climactic, man. I was like, really, man? That's how you're gonna do this? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Way to go, Jason. Good job.
One thing I've noticed is that the whole, sort of occult / witch style of genre doesn't really get a lot of play in the horror movie scene anymore.
Oh, go see Weapons. Go see Weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Go see Weapons, my friend. We're gonna have homework assignments given out today, and I'm gonna come back on your show, and I'm gonna want a report card. I want a book report or oral, whatever you want to do. Not an oral report. Don't do that. Just tell me what you think. I want to know what you guys think about that one, because it does reach the occult. It's freaking awesome, man. It's freaking awesome.
Oh, all right.
I was just thinking about the Blair Witch Project. You guys ever see that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How about that one, huh? That was a phenomenon.
I thought that shit was wild when I was younger.
Found footage.
Right. That was right before they introduced the reality TV shows, right? They sort of went from this fake-ish movie over to reality TV. It kind of changed the world.
Absolutely. Because when I went to go see the movie, they made it seem like these people actually were missing. Like these were real people.
Yeah, that's how I believe.
And they're still missing. And so you're like, oh well, shit, I gotta go see this. These people are gone, man, and it's their footage. Let's go check that shit out. And then later on, haha, we're just joking, guys. It's not real. It's a joke. Haha. Joke's on you. Yeah, but you got my money. And they got a lot of money on that movie. It cost so little to make, but it made millions and millions and millions, man. And yeah, it changed the world. I mean, they do that. Would The Office be here if it weren't for something like this? You know, where all these reality TV shows be there if it weren't for something like this? Yeah. There was money to be had.
Trump kind of actually really came out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Blair Witch got Trump elected. How the hell did we do that?
Hey, you can connect it all, right?
Yeah, right.
Dots all over the place, you know.
Definitely go down the rabbit hole with that one.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Have you ever watched any like paranormal movies? I kind of sent you down a rabbit hole, like looking into it.
That's a good question. I think, you know, the unfortunate thing about being so into the paranormal and so, it's like a passion for me is that I'm not surprised by anything that comes out. Like you know, if you are so into movies, man, it's hard to sit through a movie and just enjoy it when you're like judging every little thing, right? And that bothers me sometimes, but I try to be as objective as I can. But no, I mean, there's a lot of bizarre lore. Like there's a movie called The Taking of Deborah Rowe, I think the name is the name of the movie. And it was this old woman, basically. It was a horror movie. It was an old woman. And this film crew, they were doing their dissertation or doing some sort of film and they were going to present it. So they're there spending the weekend recording her, but then they find that she's freaking possessed in some way. So much so that at the end of the movie, she takes her, I think it's her granddaughter or something. She takes it to this cave and you actually see her begin to swallow the child. Her mouth opens up wide enough and fits the kid's whole head into her mouth. It's the creepiest thing I've seen in a long time. Wow, dude. It was nuts to see that. I don't even remember they saved that kid. I was just like, what am I watching right now? This is insane. Is there more to this story? Is there a backstory to it? But it was just a made up horror movie.
Oh, but my friend, you got to get into foreign horror movies because they got
foreign horror movies,
demonic shit all around Southeast Asia, all the rest of that stuff. Sure. They got some really messed up stories.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite videos that I've shared was, I believe it was in Indonesia. So there are these guys who were trying to like record at a cemetery.
Right.
And so they're filming, they're having a good old time. And one of them gets in, he's got a white t-shirt on. He gets into an empty, it looks like a casket. It doesn't look like a grave dug. It looks like there's a hole and there's a casket in it. It's empty. He lays down in it on his back, right? And he's sitting there and he's talking and all this stuff. And all of a sudden they're filming him and you see his shirt get pulled like this by nothing, but you see it and it freaks him out. He gets out and awesome footage, man. A little bit later, they're standing and talking, and then he gets pulled again, but he gets pulled and thrown to the ground, which I thought this is some great, if it's real, this is some great evidence, man. Great stuff.
If it's fake, congratulations, you got me.
I know, dude. Because, you know, when I started doing this, I only wanted to present real stuff.
Right.
And through the process of this, first of all, it's very difficult to prove. And then it's just the further, you know, when I started, there was this video of Will Smith eating spaghetti and it looked ridiculous. Have you ever seen this? It's just, it doesn't look like Will Smith eating spaghetti. It's dumb. Well, they did that recently. I would say about 6 months ago to maybe a year ago. It looks like Will Smith actually eating spaghetti. It looks real. It is real, man. And it's so good now that it's very difficult to tell. Luckily, there are still some programs you can run videos through that'll tell you, yes, this is AI. But when is it going to fool that? That's when I'm like, oh man, it's going to be really hard to find stuff because it looks so real now.
Horror movie idea. A guy wakes up and finds that he's spotting things in reality that are like glitches in the AI. So he's inside of a machine, maybe.
What if we're AI? What if we're the AI of someone else's creation and it just got out of control, man? And reality is not really reality, which, I mean, science is already saying that we are creating reality as we go along, you know? I mean, there's so much research on this that it's really fascinating stuff that you can actually hack your reality. You can actually, if you can do this right, create. They call it manifesting. I don't know about all that. I do know that if I believe I'm going to have 1 million followers next year, then I'm going to have 1 million followers next year. If I truly believe that in my mind, it's going to happen.
Oof.
It's going to happen.
Okay.
Maybe sooner than later. Who knows? But
good.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, I mean, right? But I mean, what if it's real?
No.
You got to get some rosemary. You got to start rosemary maxing.
Rosemary.
I've heard
That's
about
a very lucky herb.
Yeah.
Very
It helps with
widely
like memory too. Also, there's a lot of like
there's a lot of usage.
it's really good stuff, man. Yeah. I heard that if you eat blueberries with cucumber or something weird, it's like a super food that can do some, I don't know what, clear out cobwebs from your brain or whatever. I don't know. It's some cool shit, man. They're coming out with all sorts of stuff. It's just up to you to try to do your own research and figure out, okay, is this real or is this not? You got to look into it. You can't just believe everything they say because, my God, it's not, you have a brain. So use it. Try to figure out what's real and what's not. Creatine I found is like, for example, I take some creatine daily. And before I started taking creatine, I was forgetting tons of shit. Now, mind you, I've forgotten several things during this episode, but I haven't taken my creatine in 2-3 days.
There you go.
But when I'm taking it, I'm sharper. I have all the, all the stuff I need is right there. I can talk about it. It's free. It's like really easy. When I'm not on it, it's like, I have these brain farts where I'm like, what was I? Who was that guy? I don't even remember, Josh Brolin. That's right. Takes a second. But I mean, have you heard of simulation theory, guys? Are you into the simulation?
Kind of. I mean, I
into that last night.
I do think I don't know, from my experience, I just think we're in some sort of manipulation of light, something like that. Well, there are two different things I was posting recently. One of them is if you take DMT and you put a red laser, you can see code. Yeah,
you can see code. And then there's another video I posted where this scientist was talking to Neil deGrasse Tyson and some other scientists on a stage, and he was telling Neil that he had discovered that everything has a code behind it, and it's computer code. And he says that everything breaks down to computer code. Believe it or not, everything, all matter. And it was blowing Neil deGrasse Tyson's mind. He was like, wait a minute, what? And he would explain it to him. And he was like, wait, what? He was just freaked out by this. And the guy showed it. He showed his work up on the board, and it was like pretty amazing. So I think that there's a probably 1 in a billion chance that we aren't in a simulation, that we definitely are in a simulation. This is all a simulation, bro.
I've heard him even say one time he was joking around with somebody, but they were like, damn, what if that's the truth? He had said that maybe the reason why we can't go faster than the speed of light, supposedly, is because then we'd be going faster than the program can even write.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I mean, think about what processing power you would have to run an entire world of 8 billion people. I think we can go to the speed of light. I think we can definitely do that. I'm pretty sure it won't. Maybe there'll be glitches.
Yeah,
There's
man.
glitches all over the place. I post glitches all the time. Tons of glitches, right? I've actually seen one where there's a plane in the air, not moving. Me and my girlfriend were driving and we could see it. It was not moving at all. And I was like, dude, I see this on videos all the time. Why am I actually seeing this? This shouldn't be happening. Well, there's a scientific explanation, of course, but dude, come on. My eyes are not deceiving me. I saw this fucking thing just hang there in the air. It's not moving. Why is that? And don't tell me it's because, the speed X ratio to the, shut the fuck up, man. It's not moving, man. It's up in the air, bro. It's not moving at all. Bizarre. I didn't think I'd ever see anything like that, but I finally did. I can't explain it, and I'm not going to try.
So do you think we're losing processing power? Is that why these glitches keep happening?
Maybe. It's too many freaking programs to run. We keep
too many
creating new. Yes, way too many. We keep creating people, man. We're overloading the system, dog. It's gonna explode, I think, eventually, and everything's gonna stop. And then we're gonna continue. It's probably gonna take them 100 years or so to fix it, and then we'll just continue, and we won't know the difference. It'll be like time never stopped, but in reality, 100 years have gone by. I don't know why I'm saying all these things. It's just popping into my head. But hey, that's the way I think.
All these cataclysms was somebody shaking the snow globe.
Oh shit! We're all what? We're all in the eyeball of a blue giant or some shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't it interesting that there's all these like this? You think about 369, right? You think about the golden ratio and those patterns. You see them in nature, and then you see them in space, and they're the same patterns, man. They're everywhere. What does that tell you? Is that an explanation of something? Is that letting us know that this is all just not real? It's just
I got
just
something
a simulation.
For you. So way back in ancient history, all the plants didn't go by the phi ratio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the golden ratio or the phi ratio that you see in all these leaves and stuff, at one point in our history, in ancient history, all the plants didn't go by that formula. And then all of a sudden, that formula was introduced and all the plants now go by the phi ratio. Why? They don't have any explanation for it.
Was it an upgrade? Did they upgrade the system? Is that
could have been?
I mean, 0.7,000.
You mess with botany, you start like getting into botany. I mean, that is kind of like almost like looking at like basic math of life.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the language of everything. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't have any answers. I just love to talk about this shit. I love it.
Yeah. What about before we wrap it up, I did want to ask you maybe on and not to put like any guest or any topic on the spot, but like maybe give us a couple of like maybe like your top 3, like some of you the guests or like shows you've covered on your show recently or whatever.
Yeah. Definitely. I only have 12 episodes right now. I did have let's see, one of my favorites was Jonathan Bettis Galvan. He is Latinos Against Spooky Shit. He's hilarious. This guy, he covers the paranormal, but he covers it in a funny way. Like he'll show a video and he has himself in it making these scared faces and hiding, green screen and whatnot. And at the end of the video, he'll present his recommendations. It's usually like, some Hispanic thing. Get some Vicks out, slather it all over the ghost or whatever. Get some tahini and spray it in its eyes. Get the chancla out and slap. It's just he's hilarious. He's a comedian. I've already told him he needs to do stand up. He's working on his set right now. But that guy, you're going to hear a lot about him later. He's definitely my favorite. I have a friend of mine who I've been on his show several times. His name is Tommy Cullum. He has Let's Get Freaky podcast, and he's out of England. He was great on the show. That guy is electric. He's funny, man. He's just, but you want to talk about passionate about the paranormal? This dude is passionate about this stuff. He loves it. He had a lot of great stories to tell. I remember being on his show and he was like, yeah, have you ever had any other experiences? Any other experiences? I'm like, man, I'm running out of experiences here, bro. I don't have that many. I'm so sorry. Then he'll start talking about other stuff. He's great. Tommy Cullum is fantastic. Definitely check out Let's Get Freaky. It's a great show. He's deep in the 200s now, episode wise, and one of my favorites. Now, my other favorite guest is one of my closest friends. I met her because she was on Tommy's show. Her name's JJ Rose 777. Psychic medium, white witch, has all these abilities, man. Her lineage runs into Salem. One of the witches that was hung was her ancestor, essentially. And oh my God, Elizabeth Howell. She had 4 children before she was sentenced. And so this woman, I reached out to her because I listened to the show and she held herself like very professional. But the stuff she was saying things about there are some tree spirits and this fairy or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? Okay, well, I don't know about all that shit. But let me message her. I messaged her. I said, listen, I want to tell you were fantastic on the show. I like the way you held yourself. It was great stuff. And she says, oh, well, thank you. Do you want me to do a check-in? And I said, what? What's a check-in? She goes, I'm going to go in there and see what's up, and I'll tell you what's up. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And she says, well, I need you to not be driving. I need you to be sitting or not walking, but have both your feet on the ground. And I'll be there in a minute. And I thought, what? Yeah, okay, lady, I'll see you in a minute. Right. I wasn't even in Texas. I was in Virginia, right? She's what? She's going to find me? Where is she from? Turns out she's in California. So I ignore her completely. And I start talking to my girlfriend. We're at my stepson's house and we're having a good old time. About 5 minutes go by and I start to feel a light, like my body starts to vibrate, right? And it was like a very light vibration. I'm like, what the hell? And then it got more intense and more intense. And this is before I had a heart attack. So I didn't know what a heart attack was like. It was more intense. And I was legitimately freaked out. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Angie, something's wrong. I think I'm having a heart attack. What the fuck is going on? I don't know what's going on. I'm shaking. It feels like my whole body is shaking. And then she messaged me and she says, okay, I'm done. And it went away slowly. Next thing you know, I'm normal. Everything's fine. And I get a message from her of 5 things. And she was right about every single one of them, man. I was fucking shocked. I was shocked. Later, because I was kind of trying to disprove her. I was trying to come up with ways because I don't believe in this stuff. This should not have happened, right? There's got to be a way to disprove this. There wasn't. So I asked her, what did you do? How did you do that? She said she astral projected from her body. She found me where I was at. She put past my aura with her energy to see inside. That's where the vibration came from. And I can't disprove this. And then she's right about what she said. So, and since then, she's actually helped us with a few things. And she's the real deal, man. This white witch is real. She has abilities that I cannot explain. And I've met a lot of psychic mediums. None of them could tell me anything relevant to me. They were all a bunch of bullshit, basically.
Nick, we got to get her on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to get her on the show.
I already found her on Instagram.
I knew he was looking.
I'm telling you, man, I was thoroughly impressed. My girlfriend, who's even more skeptic than me, believes her. She's proved it to her, which, wow.
Her friend,
I mean, she's got the occultism. She
follows her. So
what's that?
and somebody who's been on this show that's coming back on actually follows her too. I noticed. So it's interesting.
Yeah, she's the real deal, man. She's the real deal.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Heather.
No, I was gonna say this is like 2 big whammies because we have kind of an obsession with the Society of the Cincinnati, and society members were part of the witch burning crew. So there's a big crossover between one of these ancient societies and what they were doing back in the 1600s. Because Joseph Smith's grandfather or great grandfather was one of the witch burners, and he started Mormonism. Yeah,
I'm familiar with him and his golden tablets. Yeah.
Golden tablet. He was looking
So-
at it. Sad.
Getting that information would be great because if
Oh,
she's a lineage,
Yes,
that's a lot of history that I'd like to go over.
absolutely. As a matter of fact, we're making a trip out to Salem, and she has me doing she says a favor for her when we're out there. I'm sure it has something to do with her ancestor, but we're actually looking very forward to doing this. So yeah, I never would have believed any of this had that did not happen to me directly. I would not be believing in any of this. She's the real thing. There's so much out there that's real that I'm starting to learn that is changing my mind. And I love it. I love this stuff, man. Can't get enough of it.
You got to get this lady on the show.
Yes, definitely. Tell her I said.
Yeah,
David from Down the Rabbit Hole.
Occult Rejects are gonna hit you up. You got to go on.
We did
For sure.
We did a remote viewing game show.
Yeah, that was
on one of our episodes.
Yeah, we did that
Yeah.
like with the Gateway Project, kind of like at the same time.
That's kind of cool, man.
It was fun. It was fun as shit, actually.
Wow.
And you
It
know
was
what?
hitting too. We got a couple of good hits.
Yeah, we did actually. There was one that I actually drew really well, but it wasn't for the right one. But like, it's really weird. It was like,
Got
I
swept
think, like,
around.
the second one looked like the first one, almost like great. It was like, wow, that's weird. It's hard to explain, but yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And he got some good stuff on it too. It was pretty impressive. And we had people on the chat playing too. Kind of. It was fun.
Yeah,
It's
people
awesome.
at home can play. It's
Yeah.
it's so simple.
Yeah, we
really
should
fun.
we should try to. Yeah, we got to do that again. We got to maybe
Yeah.
get Carl on or something. That was actually like fun and interactive. Yeah. I know this kind of was almost a paranormal story already, but is there anything you don't have to take too long if you don't want? Do you have like another paranormal experience maybe of your own that you could talk about?
Yeah, there's something that happened to me back in 2014. Actually, there's two things in the same day.
Oh,
One was it's kind of hard for me to talk about this one. I think I died in 2014 in a fire. I'm pretty sure I died in 2014. And I've been trying to understand what this is all about, and I've found something called quantum immortality that kind of explains it. But I have memories of being asleep at 4-ish in the afternoon on a Sunday in October on 2014, where a fire broke out above my apartment, the apartment above mine. And I also know that I didn't take a nap. I was awake watching TV with my dog Charlie. And some guy saved my life. He actually came. He was up the street working on a air condition on top of a convenience store. He saw the smoke and he ran down, got in his truck, drove all the way down, and started knocking on all the doors. And if it weren't for him, I for sure would have died. Because the fire department said if you were in there for 10 more minutes, he would have died from smoke inhalation. It's like shit. Because I did smell smoke, but I thought it was someone barbecuing, man. It's Texas, bro. That's all they do on Sundays, barbecue, you know what I'm saying? But I also remember being asleep. And there's a lot of shit. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, but I think that was one of the, because I have a theory that you die every second you're alive in an alternate universe, in an alternate reality. So like when you were born, dead. Next second after that, dead. All the way up till whatever year you actually live the longest. There's a moment where you'll die in an alternate reality. So very bizarre. But then later that night, I didn't have a place to stay. My sister invites me to her house, her guest bedroom. I sleep there. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm on my right side. My little dog's with me. And then I feel a hand grab and is like shaking me. And I think it's her. I'm like, man, is there another fire? What the hell's going on? And it's like a little hand. And she's like 5 feet. And she's like, so I look up and I expect to see her, but there's no one there. And I can still feel this. And I was awake, completely awake, man. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I look and the door is locked and closed. And my dog's awake and she's aware, but she's not barking, which is very bizarre to me. And then I hear shuffling in front of the bed where I'm facing, and it walks around behind me on the other side of the bed, and that's when I hear a little kid's giggle. And that freaked the shit out of me, man. My instinct was to cover myself with a blanket. That was the first thing I did. But then I started hearing it walk back to the front, facing me again. I could hear its footsteps. And I was like, what the fuck? Always wanted to see a ghost. That's one of my bucket list items. So I lifted it and I looked, but I didn't see anything. And then I started hearing it tap the wall over and over again, 3 times. Had a hard time going back to sleep after that shit. Eventually I did, because it was like a day of fire and all this bullshit. Woke up the next morning and asked my sister, and she says, oh, so you experienced it? I was like, you motherfucker. Why didn't you tell me something's going on? Because mom and dad were here. They had a similar experience. I have, I use that room for crafts and stuff falls off the shelf. I'll put it back. It falls back off the shelf. And then her son, my nephew, he's like 3 or 4 at the time, has a little, what do you call it? Imaginary friend. He called Coco, right? And she was telling me about this. And she said, I thought it was just I thought it was normal until it started to scare him. He would terrify him. He would run out of the room screaming that Coco was scaring him. And so I think it was some sort of child entity stuck in that house. They don't live there anymore. They moved out. Thank God. But crazy. That was the first time I've ever experienced anything. Like I said before that, didn't believe in that stuff. Ghosts, whatever, man. But that eventually led me to down the rabbit hole, and that's where we are today.
Oh, so that's what brought you here. Jeez. Look at that. Thank you, man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was a terrifying experience. I definitely do want to go back to that house, though. I want to investigate that house. I want to go and ask the people that live there if I can just spend the night when you're not there. I want to see what's going on. I want to see if I can talk to this kid to see if he's still there. I wonder if there's a way to like help them cross over or something. Maybe that's what they need. You know, maybe he doesn't know how to do that. I don't know. Hopefully I'm going to figure out a way to get to that place. I know the owner of that house. So I'm going to figure out a certain way. Maybe
You
once
need to bring
they
a black phone with you.
A black belt?
A black phone.
A black phone, absolutely, man. I'm going to bring all sorts of equipment if I can. I'm going to wait for whoever's renting that place to leave, and I think me and my sister are going to do an investigation, and we're going to have all sorts of equipment. I want to see if I can make contact with this thing, because I have not been able to. It won't leave my mind. You know what I mean? I can still hear it laughing. It's creepy, man. I think to me, having that experience, any child-like video I find, to me is infinitely more creepy than just a regular ghost. Look at your cat. Black-eyed children, man. I love those black-eyed children. I have a theory they are hybrid aliens. That's my theory. Yeah.
They kind of appear and disappear, though. Like there's a ephemeral nature to them.
Like there's a ship that they go to, maybe. I don't know. Like that's how they get away, They want to get in. They want to get into your house. They want to get into wherever you're at. Hawaii. To take you. Maybe they've actually succeeded and those people are gone. Who knows? I love that lore. It started here in Texas, as a matter of fact. And very, very strange. The thing is, I haven't heard any recent stories of the black-eyed kids. Have you guys?
I have not.
Yeah. I would love to hear another one or see if there's another one out there. But maybe they're so good now that you won't hear a story because those people are gone.
It seems like they're associated with bad weather. Right?
Is that right?
Either really foggy or really snowy. Basically, in times where little children should not be out at all, that's when.
Oh yeah, I've heard that story. Yes, I've heard that one. I think I was asked to do a show. I wish I could remember the show, but I did recite a few stories, and that was one of them. The one in Denver or someplace where it was super cold, and the kid that was barefoot outside trying to get in. So bizarre.
Right. It's hard to say no, but at the same time, it's like they've got black eyes. There couldn't be anything.
I
good
mean,
that happens.
dude, the hell out of here! Not even, man. I'm not letting you in. Sorry.
Too many stories about you people. None of them turn out good. Get out of here.
None of them. Exactly. I'm not. No, not happening.
We have
Don't
such
do
a
it.
survivor bias when it comes to the occult, too. People are like, ghosts can't hurt you. Well, the ones that they did hurt aren't able to talk anymore.
Yeah. I wonder, like, you've heard of there's a whole lot of stories out there of people being attacked, like they're scratched or choked, right? I wonder, do those people like say, I'm never doing that shit again? Are they done with that stuff, because they've been attacked? Or is there like a no quit type of thing where I'm going to go do it again? I'm curious.
I think that's why ghost houses go up in the market so quick. I mean, happens to one person, they're out of there,
Yeah. Oh, that can be held liable. Well, how can you do that, right? How can you hold someone liable that's not alive? Interesting. Man, I wonder.
Ghost insurance.
I'm sure they'll find a way.
So speaking of paranormal, before I wrap it up, just to let people know too, this weekend in Arkansas, Little Rock, there is a paranormal event. It's 2 days, and there'll be speakers there, and the Occult Rejects will have a booth there.
Nice.
It's pretty fucking big. Like they actually have like food trucks outside and there's booths outside. I looked it up on the internet. I don't know why I didn't think about doing this until like yesterday, but I actually like looked it up to see like prior events, and I was like, that's a fuck ton of people. Wow. I was just like,
how many people? How many people were they
I
talking?
would say there's probably a few hundred. I mean, I was like, that looks like Cosmic Summit, basically, just like spread out within like a building. Yeah,
That's pretty nice, man.
Yeah. So I was like, whew. Yeah. It was just like at first,
Get the name out there.
At first, I was just like, I'd probably just be standing there and fucking nothing going on. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is the complete opposite. There's a lot of people, and I gotta like, oh fuck.
It's gonna be a ton of people, man. You're gonna find a lot of guests for your show, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. No, that I'm excited for. Yeah, and I'm gonna ask.
Yeah,
will let me film them while they're there already, and that's already a fucking show. But like, they wanted me to try to live stream or at least podcast from there, which I mean, I would assume would be considering live streaming. And it's just like, I don't know how well that will go with one person, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be awesome.
That many people.
Yeah.
Sit down and tell me something.
I'm pretty close, man. I mean, when is this happening? You said this weekend?
Yeah, at Little Rock, Arkansas. Yeah, it's a museum. It's 2 floors, and it's like 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, man. I hope you have a great show out there.
Yeah, it should be fun. Should be an experience for sure. Definitely meet a lot of people. One thing I noticed over there, well, there's actually people that like, just gonna keep it real. There's like people that like I know other people are like, oh, I've heard of that person. Some like decent names, but totally different lineup than things that I've been seeing in certain areas by me.
Mm-hmm.
You almost see like a lot of the same names.
Yeah,
not that I'm complaining, but just like almost like certain like repeaters. And over there, I've all new for me, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I definitely that's in the future. I definitely want to hit up all these places.
They are. I mean, I'll even say when I went to Charlie's just recently, Charlie's Beyond Belief, it was a decent size. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many people were there, but I mean, it's definitely. I mean, they definitely had the seats. Like, there was people there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be totally honest with you. There was so many booths in the booth section. I mean, I had a blast just hanging out back there, like bouncing around, talking to other people.
Yeah, man. I love going to those places, man. It's great. It's fun.
Like, there was a lot of people, even like witches or like ladies. There's a dude with sacred geometry. I got him coming on the show. There was a chick that did like that did cards and like singing bowls. Like, yeah, those big gigantic fucking white ones. It's like she used the whole fucking room heard it. Everybody turned around every time.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But like, so there was like people there that are even like, very borderline the occult. So like, I had a couple of like, I guess familiars around me, and for some reason the paranormal people always take to me well at these things. So I had fun with them. I had paranormal
Oh yeah,
next to me that like have a pretty decent show, and they were like, "Yo, we just went to like a place that Jack Parson has. Yo, we should come on your show." And I was like, "Sounds perfect." Thank you. Yeah, Paranormal and the Occult.
Oh, it's perfect, man.
Yeah, but Jack Parsons towards him in there, yeah, of course.
And Rockets.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. Yeah, so I got that for people. I already got totally off of it, but yeah, this weekend, whatever that is, 25th, 26th in Little Rock, Arkansas. Yeah, paranormal event. Check it out. It's
Very cool.
Paranormal Expo. Yes. Headless, was there anything you wanted to say before we wrap it up?
Check out my shows on Thursday. We're going to do your emails. So send them to the Headless Giant Podcast at gmail.com. And also on Sunday with the Trilogues and Monday with Alchemy. So check those out. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. I'm really happy you're doing that Alchemy show. That's awesome. Big fan of Alchemy. David, please.
Yes, sir.
Everybody know again where they can find all these shows you got going on and all these social media outlets.
So David from Down the Rabbit Hole. Just go Down the Rabbit Hole on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads. Definitely find me there with that name. If you want to find me on YouTube, it's David, which is a DAYVID from DTRH, Down the Rabbit Hole. That's my YouTube page that has my podcast, David Don't Know. You can also get that anywhere you get podcasts. 1-0, anywhere you get podcasts, you can get that on YouTube. Weird Java in the Morning, you can get that on YouTube. And I believe it's what's that other one? Spotify. And then The Real Verdict. You can get that on YouTube and anywhere you get podcasts. So I'm all over the place, man. You can find any of that stuff at my pages and it'll take you directly. So definitely check it out. Give us a like, a listen, a 5-star review. Give us a sweet little message that says, I don't know, sweet nothings into my ear. That makes me very happy. I love those. Definitely give us one of those. Yeah. And thank you so much, Nick, Headless Giant, sir. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It was fun. You guys are awesome. I love this show. Definitely a fan now. I'm definitely going to watch this from now on. So thank you. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on, man. That was a great time. We'll probably have to get you on for something else sometime.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And thank you, everybody in the chat, too. That's what's up. I appreciate it. And that's why I go live. So some good stuff in there, too. Just a reminder, again, if you send out any letters or whatever stuff to Headless, send out fucking stickers. So it's an incentive. And if anybody's in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, go check it out. We'll be there. I think it's like $10 a day too. So
not bad.
Oh, and you can't forget about this one. I can't. 2:00 on Saturday. There's Bigfoot callings. The contest. I got this shit on fucking tape.
Get that Bigfoot mating call out.
So, yes. So that's worth $10 in my opinion, just to come down and see that on Saturday. So come check us out if you're in the area. And again, thank you very much, David, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Everybody be well. Later.